Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for this virtual presentation. Today's topic is all about self-care for cancer survivors. If you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment down below. Now, without further ado, I'd like to present to you professional clinical counselor, Yesenia Ramirez.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yesenia Ramirez, and we're going to talk about self-care today. So when we look at what is self-care, what do you consider self-care? What does that look like in your life? When I talk to people every day, self-care looks very different. Spa care versus self-care. What is the difference and how are they the same? Why are they both important? Well, when we look at it, right, spa care costs money and self-care does not cost money because it's free. Bathing, going out, working out, just taking care of yourself. Now, the difference is that one costs money, one is free. How are they the same? When we take care of ourselves, we put our best self image out there. And they're both important. I know as a woman for myself, I know if I dye my hair or get my eyebrows done, I feel really good and I am able to put that best image out there. Why care about yourself? Well, it's really for yourself because if you are not, watering yourself, then you can't take care of yourself. You can't take care of your family and friends. So it's the gift you give to yourself and to others. So we're going to look at areas where we can become more self-care fit. And we call it fit because it's not something you're born with. It's something that you have to put in practice every single day. And just like fitness, if you think about physical health, you have to do it every day. So the first area that we look at, and I will break it down on the next slides, is socially fit. The second one is physically fit. The third one is intellectually fit. The fourth one is spiritually fit. The fifth one is emotionally fit. And the last one is work fit. And this picture really self-care during a global pandemic. I talk to patients all day. And what does that really look like during this crisis? Well, socially fit. What does it look like to become socially fit? And how can I do things in a pandemic? So when we talk about socially, there's many ways to talk to people. This is a great way, the phone, FaceTime, emails, um, social media. So Zoom is super popular right now that you can continue to see your family, your loved ones, and be socially fit. After all, we were all made to interact with each other, not just to isolate. The second one is physically fit. And I'm not talking about being an athlete. That's okay. We can work with that. We're just talking about getting out there and moving your body. And a lot of people don't understand the importance of being physically fit. If you were to exercise for at least a minimum 4 days a week and get your heart rate at 120 beats per minute, scientifically proven, you could change the neurotransmitters in your brain, which means that you can change your whole state of mind with just 20 minutes of exercise. And if you don't believe me, I just say try it. It's worth a try. The next one is intellectually fit. A lot of stuff is going on in 2021 as in 2020. And we cannot just focus on getting our information from television. Sometimes television will just give us what they want to give us. But we have to be able to feed our own self, meaning let's read some peer reviewed articles, let's read some newspapers, let's read magazines. There's great information out there written by professionals. The next one, emotionally fit. And Ro, be honest, can you relate to this picture all in one day? I know I can. I sometimes wake up like that little red ball, just kind of grumpy. And as my day starts and I get a little coffee in me, I might become the little yellow ball. And, throughout sessions, I might become sad and cry with patients, or I can be a little goofy. But the importance is really connecting to how you feel and verbalizing that. Like, I don't feel good right now. Please excuse me. That is having power, and that's emotionally fit. The next one is spiritually fit. And when I bring this up, I am not talking about a connection of religion or God. I am talking about understanding the energy that sometimes people put into a room. And what I mean by that, sometimes people can be very toxic, and we can pick up that energy, and we are trying to be well. So we also need to know how to verbalize that we need to exit the room or not be in the presence. There's a lot of touchy subjects right now that are taking place. And let's say you go to a family reunion and your family's talking about politics. You can easily excuse yourself. You don't have to listen and feed into that argument. It's very unhealthy. The next one is work fit. And I wrote, don't compromise your values to fit work into your life. Who wrote it? Me. Sometimes we are in dead end jobs. And what I mean dead end jobs, we're just not happy. We need to be in a job that we love to do and that you're super passionate about. So maybe it's time to think about during this time, what can I do? And maybe it might just start with 1 day a week working on something that you're actually passionate about versus something that we get paid for and we don't like. And what I really want to stress out during this time is that although, we look at all these areas, and I want to tell you that if you do feel that you need extra help during this pandemic or need to talk to a therapist, feel free to reach out to make an appointment with me, another therapist. And we are located actually in Colton, but we do all our sessions right now through Zoom just because of the pandemic. And if you want to reach me, it's 760-241-6044. My email, you can contact me directly to make an appointment. It's Yesenia Ramirez at yahoo.com. So I will leave you with this thought. We looked at all the areas and where you can become fit. What are you willing to say today that you are willing to work on? And thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yesenia. I do have a couple of questions. So first of all, great points that you brought up for self-care. But what tips would you give someone to start their goals on what they would like to do to work towards improving their self-care?
Thank you for asking that. It's like super important because I think beginning anything is super scary. And we go into these cognitive distortions ourselves that we just say, we can't do it. I don't have enough strength. We tell ourselves, our mind blocks us from actually doing the things that we need to do to be well. When we look at those 6 areas, I tell people start small. How do we start small? And we know that if you do a schedule, okay, so we know in therapy, a lot of people think that serotonin is created in the brain. There has been enough research now that we know that 95% is created in the gut. So eating a well balanced diet can create those endorphins of happy thoughts. And so we need to be very mindful on what we put into our body. With that being said, then now we can go into being proactive. And so, what do we do when we get into the mindset of, I can't do it? If we physically see something written, like a schedule, it will motivate us. Meaning, you could just write down, to do list, 20 minutes of exercise. And you can break it up as small as 10 minutes in the morning to walk around the block or 10 minutes in the evening. You can easily break it up. The socially fit, you can put, call mom today, call grandma, call friend. and make that to-do list. Because we know, again, when we make those connections with people, we get those happy endorphins as well. So it's not just even what we give to others, but what we receive. And it's the whole well-being. And that's why it's self-care. And even intellectually fit, start asking people, like, what are you reading? I am an advocate for reading books. I love reading books. I read like 4 a week. I'm a little crazy.
Wow.
So even if you have a therapist or a friend, like, what are you guys reading? Belonging to a book club, which is amazing. Listening to people's perspectives as they're reading books. That's something easy that you can join, that you don't even have to go anywhere. You can just do it from your home through Zoom and talk to your friends and talk about the book that you guys are reading. And, spiritually fit, when we talk about that, is really reminding yourself that you are important and you are a product of your environment. And as much as we can open our eyes to that, then we will be healthy enough to go, you know what? I have to excuse myself. Like, this is very negative. And sometimes talking about religion or even talking about politics becomes very toxic for one. I personally don't like to talk about it. It's very toxic for me. So I excuse myself from the room. And, you have the power as well. You don't have to say, I don't want to hear that. You don't have to go into an argument with people, but just recognize it. And honestly, in therapy, we give you the tools to learn how to use effective communication skills. And, the fifth one that we looked at, the emotionally fit, every day we're not going to, wake up like the best version of ourselves. But we have to recognize that. The other day I had session all day and I recognized I woke up with a migraine. And I said, okay, I know I have a migraine, but I have a job to fulfill and I have to help people. I'm like a hope salesman. So I have to work on myself. So I had to meditate, and meditation helps me get grounded. And these are skills that we can learn also in therapy. And like we talked about, work fit. If it doesn't bring you joy, it's time to look at something else. We just know that a job can really suck you in. And again, you can't heal in an environment that breaks you. So if you are not in a good place that you love it, it's time to kind of rethink it. But it really starts with baby steps, getting the schedule out and writing these things. So maybe making the list of the 6 items, right? If we write number 1, socially fit, and then who are we going to call? We're going to call our friend Amanda this on Monday morning. Physically fit. And sometimes I knock 2 birds with 1 stone. So I do at lunch break, we'll go on a walk and I'll pick up my phone and I will call my mom to check in. And so you could do that as well. And just really incorporate it into your life.
I think that's extremely important. Starting off small, because self-care is huge. It's basically everything, and it could be very overwhelming if you're barely starting off to plan towards improving your self-care. So definitely starting off small is extremely important, and setting your boundaries as well. Awesome. Thank you so much, Yesenia. It was a pleasure to have you as our speaker, and hope to have
Thank
you
you for
for
having
future
me.
presentations again. Thank you all, and until next time, bye.
Thank you.
Before you click out of this video, I really hope you enjoyed today's presentation. We will be having presentations on various topics on our Facebook page for the entire year. So stay tuned for that. Follow us on our Facebook page at The Pink Ribbon Place to view future presentations. Thank you all, and until next time, bye.